Most people of the modern world have basically forgotten about how important it is to connect with nature. Technological improvements and scientific advancements can make it feel as though we don't have similarities with the rest of the animal kingdom, when in fact we are all members of the same group, whether we realize it or not. Alexander Spurgeon, philosopher and psychiatrist, stated that nature has provided for man since man has been around. Primitive man was completely dependent on nature for mere survival. Spurgeon, 2002. With the discoveries and re-innovations of today, we unfortunately are becoming more and more disconnected from nature, and the interconnection that we have with nature cannot be ignored. There are many factors that support the idea that people should connect with nature more than they currently do now. Humans have lived in nature forever, and it is home for us, wildlife, and other animals. Nature shows us raw elegance without any alterations or false illusions. It is what it is. Take it or leave it. According to the United Nations Population Fund website, as of 2008, more people lived in city-urban areas than in countryside or forest areas. UNFPA 2012. It's kind of weird to think that people go to art galleries to look at paintings of landscapes and oceans instead of going out and actually experiencing it in real life. Also, people buy CDs of peaceful sounding nature like birds chirping or the wind blowing through grass, when really, if we just step outside our doors, we can experience that authentically in real life, and it's much better that way. I feel like these things, we are tricking ourselves into a false reality that we're outside in nature, when really we're still just cooped up inside, disconnected as ever. So how can people who live in urban city areas connect with nature more? Well, there's a lot of nature in cities and urban areas, you just have to look for it. There's a lot of local parks and little woodland areas that you can go, and as long as you can get yourself into a peaceful spot that's surrounded by plants and nature, then you can really escape from the rush of your busy and chaotic life, and that's what's important. Also, I think if things were designed with the incorporation of nature in it, like in the home, work, and schools, there would be plants around more inside, and I think that is an important stress relief. That way, it wouldn't be such a rare occasion to run into nature outside or just randomly see it, but instead it would become an everyday part of life, and we would be used to seeing it a lot more. This day and age, people move so fast through life that it is important to stop and find a moment of peace for yourself. But finding a moment of stillness and silence in this crazy world is very difficult. So people seek doctors to treat stress and anxiety, and people also turn to medication to relieve this stress and anxiety, when really just going out and getting into nature can naturally cure all of these things. In a recent study published in the journal Landscape and Urban Planting, scientists measured the levels of stress hormone cortisol in 25 healthy adults. Then half of these people went and lived in urban city areas, and half of these people went and lived in more nature and greenland areas. After about a couple weeks, the results showed that the people living in city and urban areas had much higher levels of the stress hormone levels than the people living in green landscape, like more naturey areas. They had much lower levels of the stress hormone. So, taking a walk outside can immensely improve someone's mood, and it is very effective to be outside on sunny days, says Dr. King, a psychiatrist who works with youth and families. He states that this because our brain releases powerful neuron chemicals similar to the ones you may be trying to promote with medications. So by going out and getting in nature and clearing your mind and finding yourself in the present moment, your brain then knows to naturally relieve all of the feelings of stress, anxiety, or depression. You just have to get yourself in that state of clearing your mind and being in the present moment, and then naturally you can release all those things without having to go to a doctor or spend money on medication. Also, Dr. King states that there is added benefits of being in sunlight. The production of vitamin D has shown to prevent autoimmune conditions. King, 2012. Nature is about balance and harmony, and that is what I feel we are deprived of in today's busy life of materialism. Individuals must actually go and put effort into their schedule to take out time to get out in nature. People take time to make sure they can go and get their nails done, their hair done, pick up their dry cleaning, or get their car cleaned, but rarely do people actually take 20 to 30 minutes every day to go out and just clear their minds and get in nature. And I think if we started doing that, we would effectively see a big improvement in our stress and our anger and everything that we have in today's society. Nature is fuel for the soul, says Richard Ryan, lead author and psychiatrist at the University of Rochester. Often we feel tired and depleted, we'll reach for a cup of coffee or an energy drink, but research shows that a better way to get energized is actually to connect with nature. He also states the findings are important for both mental and physical health, Ryan 2010. So, instead of having to take medication or drink coffee, if you go out and take a 20-minute walk, clear your head, or get in nature, or just anything like that, it's going to energize you a lot more than if you were to intake coffee or anything else. So, instead of going to the doctor to get medication to relieve stress or buying CDs of peaceful sounding nature sounds, you can go out and get into nature. It's a free way to efficiently change your mood to a positive one, and it's free. And taking time for yourself to find peace and stillness is really important, I think, in today's world, because I think it would prevent all of the issues that we have of stress and anxiety and all of that. It can naturally be relieved, and I don't think that we have to use the alternatives. So, thank you.